The village people have followed me to reach here. You should be grateful for your life. You should not have anything that should make you sad. If anything is making you sad, suck it in, suck it up. Don't talk about it. Before we start, let me make this clear that I am not a mental health professional. This is just me sharing my experience and hoping it will help somebody. So I'm not a mental health professional. I'm just talking from experience. And yeah, because this is what I do on this channel. Yeah. Welcome to the channel, guys. If you are new here, thank you for tuning in. Welcome to seeing this pretty face and this wise-haired. Thank you for joining in on this channel. I film content about my faith in God and also my journey here as an immigrant in Canada and every good and bad thing in between, everything in between. So if that sounds like what you might be interested in, you should consider, you should definitely hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any of the videos that will be coming up on this channel. And if you're a returning subscriber, thank you for being here. Team Spurs, my people, my OG. Thank you for being here and thanks for watching this one again. Thank you for your support all the time. So today, the reason I decided to make this video now, today is the, what's this day? Today is the 22nd or thereabout, 20 something of September, and we are getting gradually getting close to winter. Winter is getting and I'm making this because I remember that my first depression in Canada was during winter. Yes, moi had depression. Funny thing is, we'll get into all that as we go into this video. So yes, why are immigrants suffering, or are even immigrants suffering depression in Canada? Yes, I am an immigrant and I have suffered depression in Canada. So I think it's safe to say that there will be some immigrants that would experience depression at one point or the other during their stay in Canada, during their journey as immigrants in Canada. And so we want to look at what are some of the things that causes depression. So for me, you know, from where I started from talking about the weather, for me, it was the first thing that caused it for me was the weather. And the surprising thing was that when I was going through this, I didn't know what it was that I was going through. I was just being mean to everybody. I was sad, actually. I was sad all the time. I was sad all the time. It was hard to get my mood up. It was difficult. And it's usually not difficult to get me to go back from being, you know, in a mood. And, you know, those times could be as a result of maybe hormonal changes and all that. It was really not difficult to get me out of a mood, to getting me to be hyper again. But I discovered that around that time, and that was in 2022, not just like a year after we got here. And yeah, that was like the second winter. The first winter, guys, was like honeymoon. First snow, first winter jacket, first winter boots, first everything, you know, first. So I did not really experience anything depression. Now, I remember there was even a video I made that, you know, somebody was saying, I am cold on your behalf. Somebody watched from another country, not Canada. And the person was saying, because it was I filmed a video about me going to the bus stop, taking a bus. And then somebody said because of how long I had to walk, because of how, you know, how there was snow everywhere, the kind of boots I was wearing and everything, the person said, I feel cold on your behalf. Like I can feel the cold from here, even though she was not here physically. Even through all those times, you know, honeymoon stage, because we came in October 2021, and you know, we came in just as winter was starting, and it was like we went into that, but it was honeymoon. It was like, okay, this is how this feels. This is cold. So I didn't really experience, you know, winter blues because there was no space for blues. Everything was, we enjoyed everything how it was happening. But the second year, that was in 2022, at that time I was already, you know, working at the place where I had to drive to work. I was driving, you know, so the first winter I was taking the bus to work. So I didn't really experience driving. So the second winter we were here, that was when we were like a year. I was driving to work. I've seen people skid out, like skid into ditches. I've seen accidents because of winter. I've driven when it was like almost 8 o'clock and it was still very, very dark. I'll look at like my rearview mirror and I'll be like, why am I going to work in this situation? Oh my goodness. And because of that, I didn't know that was what was causing it. I became sad. Like it was gradual. It was just, every day you are going through this condition, you're wondering, why, how are people, I didn't even know those thoughts were gradually taking me into depression. And I didn't know I was depressed until we had a yearly checkup. And I was bold enough. That was another thing that I should mention here, because as immigrants, especially Black immigrants, we don't like to talk about, feeling sad. We feel like you should be grateful for your life. You should not have anything that should make you sad. If anything is making you sad, suck it in, suck it up. Don't talk about it. I was bold enough to talk to my doctor about it. Like, I realized I've been feeling sad recently. I don't know why. And then he asked me a couple of questions. And then he said, what you're experiencing, you'll most likely be winter blues. And then he recommended that I take vitamin D supplements. Before you take any medication, please talk to your doctor. That was what my doctor recommended to me, vitamin D. And I think vitamin D is a supplement that you can get across the counter or just before you take any medication. Please consult your family doctor. So he recommended vitamin D and said I should. I was like, are you sure vitamin D will help? Like, I've really been feeling sad. And I was like, I should start taking the vitamin D. And if I feel like there were no changes, he gave me, I think, in the next maybe 2 months or 3 months. I can't remember how long he said I should watch it for. I should come back, then he will need to place me on antidepressants. I said, Jesus, I don't want antidepressants. So apart from this vitamin D, I'll do blood of Jesus. I decided to just, go back into listening to my high praise music, go back into doing things that would, play with my children, jump around, dance with them, do things that would, get me out of, feeling sad and sorry for myself. And, I was able to go through that with my vitamin D without having to go back for antidepressants. And I remember that after then, I have ensured that for every winter, I take vitamin D. I don't need to go back to my doctor to say, do I need? Because vitamin D is just to help with your breakdown of what is it called, because there's no sun. The vitamins we get from the sun, since there is no sun, taking the supplements helps, and it helps to boost the mood. So that was what caused it for me. And it could be what may be causing you as an immigrant to be depressed. If that is it, check it. If it is, talk to your doctor and they'll be able to recommend to you what to do to get out of it. Another reason some immigrants are getting depressed is because of unmet expectation. And as much as for me, I knew that when we were coming, I knew that I was not coming into a place where we'll be picking money on the streets. I knew that I was going to work. I knew that things were not going to be handed to us like on a platter of gold. We still needed to, do some things to get the kind of life that we wanted. I still had some expectations that were not met, even though for me they were not big enough to lead into depression. For some people, not doing adequate research before they come in might be a reason they are having unmet expectations. Like, maybe not doing research regarding where to land, what kind of career they were going to go into, what kind of place to live in. And then it just kind of, disappoints them. Like, oh, I used to think those YouTubers, they used to paint Canada to be like it's better than I mean, I know that YouTubers have gotten a lot of negative, vibes, negative energy, negative, reports about people saying YouTubers. I think now is TikTok. There are a lot of immigration agents, RBS experts on TikTok right now. That I hope nobody is taking serious advice, like life-changing advice from social media. Though, like you don't use whatever on YouTube, you don't use you should get your information from different sources, but don't just use social media to get all the information you need. Some people are just, out to say what they want to say to get the views, to get the likes and all that. So like, I hope nobody is taking life-changing decisions based on just what they are saying on social media. So, unmet expectation is one reason that some people, and they are sold houses, they are sold properties, they are borrowed money, so it's not like it's even easy to go back to where they are coming from. So for that, I'll say just be patient be patient. It only gets better. That's what I've observed. Hey Jesus, observe to become big thing to observed. That's one thing I've observed, that it only gets better if you don't do more than yours. If you know not to do past yourself, it only gets better. If you know to, plan yourself and do things according to your pace. Cut your coat according to your clothes is what they say now. If you know to do things according to your pace, if you know not to compare yourself with other people, if you are careful enough not to, expect that the same way somebody's life goes, the same way your own will go, it only gets better. So if you have unmet expectations, just chillax, expectation. They'll be met eventually. Just calm down. Another reason some people might be, depressed is the fact that they feel stuck in a job that they don't really like. And yeah, for some people, it's not like they had very high expectations. It's just they feel like, okay, while I'm waiting to get my dream job, let me get into this survival job. And then they feel like they're staying too long. It's not even like they feel, they're actually staying too long in this survival job, and it's taking like a long time to get, like, for them to get into the kind of job that they actually want, and they feel stuck. They are applying for jobs. All they are getting is some is that they are getting cricket silence that is very loud, or because it's a loud silence. If you have applied to a job for 2 months, 3 months, and you don't even get, the only thing you get is maybe the automated acknowledgement to say we've received the application. After that, nothing. It's a very loud silence. Or they are getting lots of rejection emails, or they are getting, they're just, and when it gets to a point when you get on like a number of rejection emails, you start feeling rejected yourself. You start feeling like, what is wrong with me? Am I not good enough? Is something wrong? The village people have followed me to reach here. And so that can also be a reason some people are experiencing depression. Like, they feel stuck in the job where they are. They feel stuck and they feel like they can't leave that job, because how will bills be paid if I say, because I don't like this job, I leave it? Who will pay the bills? And yeah, the truth is there are a lot of government benefits you could access to get yourself, just to get some of your bills settled. But I know the Nigerian spirit in us will not want us to just, live on handouts. You want to actually be earning your own money, and so you feel like, this job, I have to stay here until I find, a better one. Somebody said that mentality is what's that word the person used? Scarcity mentality, that you need to find a job before you leave one. You need to ensure that you are close. Me, I don't know whatever you want to call it, but that name that you gave that thing is not what will help you to pay your bills, because bills does not know whether there's a mentality. What bills answers to is you are paying them. If you don't pay them, there are consequences. So whatever mentality you want to call it, I know that some people will also say that it is better to resign a job that you are not feeling fulfilled in, and then use the time you're using to do that job to find other jobs. But I'll still say that bills are there to be paid. Do what works for you. It works for some people to say that, oh, they left their survival jobs to focus on, because like we say in Canada, looking for a job is a job itself. They left a job that is not giving them satisfaction to actually give time to searching for a job, and it works for them. But for some of us, I think it's millennials actually. For some of us, would rather stay in that job, not not being complacent. I'm staying in that job to ensure that I'm still able to pay my bills while I'm looking for another job. I'll try and do work after work. If to find a job is work, I'll do the work. After I do the work, that will pay my bills. Because I think it will be more depressing if you leave your job, you're trying to get another job, it's taking you a while to get another job, and the bills are piling up. The pressure is not going to go away like that. It's just whatever works for you. If you're able to access, the government benefits, like benefit that will help you stay afloat while you look for the job that would help you, good. And if you think that staying on the job to help you pay your bills while you also look for a better job is what work for you, whatever rocks your boat, right? So that's another reason some people are depressed. And so do what works for you. But something I'm sure is, what was that? My dad used to say something. He would say that I can't remember how it says, but what that proverbs I used to say to me basically means is no matter how long it takes, things will eventually get better. Things will eventually work out. The only thing is don't stop trying, don't stop. Yeah, you can take breaks when you feel like it's too much, when you feel like it's too overwhelming, but don't let those breaks be too long. Things will eventually get better if you don't give up. Another reason some people get depressed is confusion about career path. And I've seen that, play out a couple of times. It's like, for example, maybe your spouse is the one that got, that, for example, you came into provincial nomination and your spouse is the one that got nominated. So he's the one that had like the occupation in demand, and you were the spouse that was, at the, so your own occupation was not really considered in the processing because, well, it's your husband is the primary, I'm just saying husband, it could be your wife. I'm just saying one of the spouses is the primary applicant, and so these primary applicants had, their occupation in demand, so there was like a better chance of them getting a job, while your own occupation was not really considered. So you are here, you are even not sure what to do. And in fact, some people that even came in as the primary applicants, they get here and they discover that whatever it is that they had as occupation in demand is not occupation in demanding. The demand is not demanding. So they're like, okay, so what are they going to do? So there's confusion about what should I do with my career path. I knew that at some point I also felt that confusion. I was wondering, should I stay in banking? I would like to move into agriculture. Should I move into, I was confused about what to do. At some point, I was confused about moving into another career path. And I was just, confused about what to do. For me, of course, my husband was the primary applicant, and but the thing is, even my own career, my career was also something that was in demand, but I was confused about, should I actually go with what I've been doing before coming here, or can I, switch? So there was that confusion about what to do, and that can also, if it lingers for too long, for especially for people that are not used to being just idle, being, that wants to actually do the things that makes them fulfilled, that wants to do the work that gives them fulfillment. That confusion, even though you might be working at a job, may be a space where, like, might lead to depression if it lingers for a long time, if it lingers for a while. Like, you're like, I want to be doing something that makes me feel like I'm contributing to this world. Yeah, this thing I'm doing may also be contributing, but it's not something I'm finding fulfillment in. And if that space of mind lingers for a while, it could lead to depression. And you're just like, what is my usefulness in this life? Who am I impacting with my life? And so for me, I think getting a career coach helped me to kind of gain clarity as to what you want to do, which path, how do this place you want to get to, how do you plan to get there. And I know that that came at a cost, and if spending money on getting a career coach is not something you are able to do, you are able to afford at the moment. I know that for Saskatchewan, we have this open door society that would, when we came in, I don't know if it's still what applies. When we came in, we were paired with employment advisors. And one of the things that you could discuss with your employment advisors is career change. If you like to change careers, if you like to look into other opportunities in your career, the other aspects, the way one career can have different, different branches. Those are kind of the things you could discuss with your employment advisor. So look at your province. Is this something that also applies? Can you get somebody? Is there an association or an organization like that that helps new immigrants settle down in their career? So that's something you want to do to help yourself. If this is something that is making you sad, that is making you feel stuck. For some people, the reason they get depressed is loneliness. Lonely, I am so lonely. I have nobody for my own to call my own. I don't know how to handle place whether that's for some people it's loneliness, and I think that it's a bit better for those of us that came in with our spouses and our children. For some people that came in as single people that came in, or maybe some people, they will come in with their spouses. Their spouse will say they want to go back to Nigeria for some, yeah, they have a business that is still working, that is still booming, that they need to monitor back home. You cannot say that. So, so some there are even some people that the application was processed with their spouses, but their spouses had to go back. So it could be loneliness that is making them feel sad. Something they are not used to. Where you are coming from, you had community, you had neighbors that can just come and knock your door, and you had family members that can just come and visit you. You have, it was easy to connect with people, easy to come because your family members were there, your siblings. It was even easier to communicate with your siblings, easier to communicate with you. Sometimes time difference is a reason you're like, I beg, they are sleeping already. Oh, it's too early for them or for me to call. Oh, this is my own midnight. They are just, those kind of things. And one thing I've been able to do about that is that let me be laughing like an hyena. Let me be jumping up and down. Let me be acting as if everything is going on well. I have two people in my life right now. Even though, and I have two people in my life right now, and I'm grateful for them. I'm grateful for those two people. If they watch this video, they know themselves. I'm grateful for those two people that even if everybody in this life thinks that all is going well with this girl. She's posting on Instagram. She's doing so good. She's posting how she's cooking. She looks happy. Those two people know when I'm faking it and when I'm going through something. And when no, they know when I'm faking it and when it's real. They know when this your are you okay? When they ask you, are you okay? Are you good? When they are giving you a hug that is tighter than normal, you know that these people can sense something. And it is from the fact that me, I'm also that kind of person that is also there for them to also sense when they need, that comfort, when they need that friendship, when they need, and I'm grateful, guys. I can't tell you how much I'm grateful for these two people in my life. Like, I can't tell you because they know, they just know. Like, what is, are you okay? Are you really sure? When they start asking, are you really? So if you're that person that is feeling lonely, you need to build a community. You need to have people around you that understand you, people around you that you understand yourselves. And from what I just said, you know that as they are available, as they are being, as they are available for you, as they are showing up for you when you need them, you also need to show up for them when you. That's how community is built. Community is not built by one person chopping. Community is built by people coming together to ensure that, oh, you are fine, I'm fine, we are fine together. So you need to build and it has to be a conscious thing. It has to be something you do consciously, and somehow but your desire to have a community will help you find a community. Like, it is the things you do that will make people see, oh, this is the kind of person this person is, this kind of person I want to be around and all that. So if loneliness is the reason you're feeling sad, you're feeling depressed, build a community. Start building before winter is almost here. Start building a community, start making those friendships, start visiting those people, start making those calls, hello, start sending those messages that helps you connect to other people, even as a single person, even as a married person that the spouse is not here. Whatever situation is making you lonely, start making those connections that will help you. And of course, as you try to build a community, you'll find people that you'll be like, okay, I've tried relating with this person, we are not vibing, so I think this is not my kind of. You'll find the person that will work for you. You find your own person. You find your own person. Let me know in the comment section if there are other reasons people get depressed, or if there was a reason you got depressed. Were you able to overcome it? If you don't mind sharing in the comment section, I'm sure it will help somebody. It may even be me that it will help. So if you don't mind sharing, if you've ever been depressed, what caused it, how did you overcome it, just to help somebody, just to encourage somebody in the comment section today. Thanks for watching. Pray that Lord will see us through whatever is making us sad. He will fill us up with His joy. His joy will envelop us so much. We'll feel the warmth and embrace of His love in the name of Jesus. And whatever it is we are looking up to Him for, that is that is a waiting season, that is looking like a waiting season in our lives, the Lord will answer us and make our wait well. The truth is there's always something we are waiting for. But this particular one that's making you sad, the Lord will help you, and your waiting season is coming to an end with an expected end in the name of Jesus. Thank you for watching. Until we see you in the next one. Have a beautiful life, guys. Bye.